Hello guys, welcome back to another video. We are back working on the cheap BMW E90 3 Series today, and hopefully we are going to be finishing off the interior. So we have done a few little simple jobs here and there, but hopefully we're going to tackle the big jobs, which is replacing the driver's seat, because it is pretty worn and in my opinion it's really not worth repairing. It does have a hole in it, so yeah, I may as well just go and replace the entire seat for one that is in much better condition. And also the steering wheel, the original steering wheel, because the car has covered 155,000 miles, it is to be expected, is pretty worn. So we have a new refurbished steering wheel to go in its place. So yeah, without further ado, let's get outside and let's get cracking. Okay then, so as we can see, we have our replacement driver seat and new refurbished steering wheel. That is looking perfect, but let's take a look at the originals then. So we'll start with the driver's seat. As you guys know, there is quite a bit of wear here, and yeah, it's gone completely through. So instead of trying to repair this, like I said, it's just worth installing the new driver's seat, which as you can see is in much better condition. There's next to no wear on this bolster here, so this should look much better in its place. Now the steering wheel itself, yeah, it's really not looking too good. This is wear on here, by the way. It's not dirt, it is pretty cracked up as well, and I have tried my best to get this back to looking its best, but yeah, there's really only so much you can do with the leather that is worn. So yeah, we have a new refurbished steering wheel to go back in its place, and I think this should be a good addition. So then I think I will begin with the removal of the steering wheel, and because we have an airbag that we need to remove, it's always best practice to disconnect the battery. So that's what we're going to do first. All we need to do is disconnect the negative terminal just down there. There we are, that's the negative terminal disconnected. We should be good now. Okay then, so when it comes to the removal of the steering wheel itself is just held in by one large bolt, but we need to get the airbag removed first. So if we take a look on the rear of the steering wheel, there should be two very faint slots where we can insert a flat-bladed screwdriver. So I'm going to find those first. There is one, and there is the other. And then if we push in towards the center of the steering wheel, we should find some resistance, and that is pushing a spring which is needed to remove the airbag itself. That's it, that's one side popped out. You can feel it pushing against the spring. Ah, there we are. That's the other one done. Now we should just have a couple of connectors on the rear, which should pop off fairly easily. There's one, and there is two. And that is the airbag removed then. If we go ahead and disconnect the electrical connectors from the steering column itself, there's one, and there's two. Now we can remove the 16mm bolt that holds the steering wheel in place. There we are, that's the bolt removed. Steering wheel should now come off. There we are, easy stuff. Now before we get the new steering wheel installed, I'm just going to swap over the seat first. It just means we have a little bit better access without the steering wheel in place. Now by no means do you need to remove the steering wheel just to replace the driver's seat. There is enough access, but like I said, it just makes it a little bit easier, so you may as well, swap over the seat without the steering wheel in place. And I'm just going to make sure the steering column is all the way back and up, which it is. Okay, let's get cracking on the seat then. Okay, so when it comes to the removal of the seat, first thing we're going to want to do is remove the seat belt. Now it is just tucked away behind this trim piece here. Now all we need to do is get a trim tool behind there, pop it off, and then slide it backwards like so. That's that removed, and now we should be able to access the Torx bolt just there, and it is a Torx 50. I should be able to remove the seat belt now. There we are. Now the seats themselves are held in by 4 T50 bolts, so we'll go ahead and remove the rear bolts first. There we are. And of course we have the front bolts as well. There's one. And there's 2. And now if we just rock the chair backwards, we should have an electrical connector to disconnect. Just need to pull this tab out, and it should just pull out like so. And the seat should now come out of the car. Voila. I'm just going to give this a real quick vacuum, and then we will proceed in installing the new seat. That'll do. Now the new seat can go in. Okay, so the new seat is now into position. I've already connected up the electrical connector. Now all I need to do is tighten down all 4 of the T50 bolts. And finally, the seat belt can be reinstalled. And I'm just going to use a small amount of thread locker on the original bolt. There was thread locker already on here, and it's probably not a bolt that you want coming loose, so yeah, I'll apply a small amount. And finally, the trim piece. Just pops back in place. Perfect. And that should be the seat done. Okay, so as you can see, I have swapped over all of the trim piece and this collection of wiring from the original steering wheel on to the new steering wheel. And how good does that look now? Right, let's get this back on the car. Okay then, so let's line the steering wheel up. It can only go in one place. There is a line on the spline and also a little indicator on the steering wheel as well. You can't put it on wrong, it'll only go in one position. There we are, lines up perfect. we can go ahead and plug these back in. Here we are. And we'll get our bolt reinstalled, and we'll torque this down to 60 Newton meters. There we are. And now we can get our airbag reinstalled. So the green goes to the green, the black goes to the black, and we just need to pop it back in place. Just do one side at a time. There we are. There we go, sorted. And how much better does this new refurbished steering wheel now look? Makes a massive difference having a new fresh steering wheel. Right, let's get the battery reconnected and make sure that everything works as it should. Okay, so it is in fact the next day now. We was starting to lose daylight yesterday, so yeah, we're going to get the engine fired up and just make sure that everything works on the steering wheel as it should. Okay, so we do have the airbag warning light on, but I know that is for the passenger seat occupancy sensor, so I'm not concerned about that. I've already gave it a scan and confirmed that is the case. But yeah, let's make sure that everything works on the steering wheel. So the horn, yeah, horn works. Let's turn the radio on. Yeah, that works. Yeah, works to change the stations. I've no idea what these buttons are even programmed in to do, but yeah, I'm confident everything is working on the steering wheel. Let's just make sure that the bolster adjustment on the seat is working. Yeah, that seems to be working perfect. Okay, so this should be us now, job done. And how good does this interior now look? To know that we have near perfect seats and a nice, fresh, refurbished steering wheel to finish things off. Perfect. Okay then guys, so there we go. That is the interior on the cheap BMW E90 3 Series now complete. That's pretty much as far as I want to go. In my opinion, the interior looks, you know, pretty much brand new now. You know, the car's covered 155,000 miles and it is in such good condition. Whoever owns this car after me will be, you know, over the moon with the condition of the interior. Now, in terms of what do we need to do to get the car complete, you know, fully sorted, there is a few mechanical jobs that I need to do here and there, and then I want to give the car a complete service, and I'm sure there'll be a few small minor issues, and then after that, you know, I'll just drive the car for a month or so, and then it more than likely will be going up for sale. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, another BMW E90 3 Series video. Please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one. Peace!